Randolph Turpin confronts middleweight champion Sugar Ray Robinson, unbeaten for 91 consecutive fights in a blistering battle that remains one of the most spectacular upsets in the history of boxing. London, 10th of July, 1951.
There's the bell for round one. The referee is Eugene Henderson. He is the sole arbitrator. In England, no judges are used. The referee scores the fight and calls the winner. Turpin, with white stripes on his trunks, appears very confident. See Randy's wide stance as he actually plants his left foot in front. Just a little flat-footed. Meanwhile, keep watching Sugar Ray. He's more up on his toes. Now, watch Turpin lunge in and land a looping right to Robinson's head. And Randy follows through with a right-left that forces Robinson to backtrack across the ring. But referee Henderson stops them and warns Turpin. The British referee has a regular discussion here, whereas such a warning is done on the fly in the United States. By now, each man's strategy begins to emerge. We see Turpin, the brawler, pressing and crowding constantly. Robinson, lean, wasp-waisted, keeps moving all the time. The champion's strong points are his speed and maneuverability. He's usually the complete scientific boxer. Turpin uses a lunging style. He doesn't flick his jabs, but lunges forward with his arms straight in front of him. This is a carryover from his early boxing career. He used to fight in the carnival booths, taking on all comers. Here we see Turpin lunge in with a left and right aimed at Sugar Ray's head. Before the fight, the referee warned Robinson in his dressing room about body blows. The British have a very strict foul rule on body punches that can disqualify a fighter who isn't used to the system. You'll find the champion throwing few punches to the midsection tonight. Here's Turpin about to rush in and miss a looping right. But he lands a solid left hook that sends Robinson spinning. The end of round one. In the champion's corner, lower left, we see Pee Wee Beale attending Sugar Ray. Turpin's chief second, back to camera upper right, is Michael O'Gara. Round two. "18,000 fans already are beginning to sense an upset. Robinson was a 3.5 to 1 favorite going into the bout, but 23-year-old Randy Turpin is ready to prove he can take the middleweight crown. Turpin in the white striped trunks is at the peak of his career tonight. Robinson, not at his best. Already it's apparent he's in for a rough evening. Turpin pressing, crowding, as if he never heard of the great champion. Sugar Ray realizes he's in a tough fight. Watch him connect with a solid right to Turpin's head. Turpin stays in close, leaning his weight on Robinson, who is outweighed by 4 1/4 pounds. Turpin is a natural middleweight, but the champion from America actually belongs in the welterweight class. Robinson was beaten only once, by Jake LaMotta back in 1943. This is his 132nd fight. It's Turpin's 44th bout. His record is 40 victories, 27 by KO. Going into this fight, his winning string was 21 straight. Both fighters have difficulty in tying each other at close quarters. With right hands, they trade blows to the head. You notice the referee doesn't break them cleanly. He allows a longer clinch. In the United States, the rules insist each fighter take one full step backward on the break. In the coming rounds, you'll see Turpin making full use of his superior weight and stamina in these clinches. Turpin perfectly relaxed in his corner. Now round 3 of this championship fight. Turpin in dark trunks with a white stripe. Sugar Ray makes his first real aggressive move in the opening seconds of this round. The champion gets in 2 winging left hooks to Turpin's face and just misses with a right. But you can see Robinson's timing is way off. He's missing more and more as he tries to counter the challenger's blows. This fight is turning into a test of stamina, and Turpin leads in that department. Randy worked hard to prepare for this fight. On the other hand, Robinson had only half a dozen sparring sessions in the past few days and came over from Paris only a week ago. Turpin's crowding, pressing style isn't doing Robinson any good. It's wearing him down. At close quarters, they resume the holding and hitting. But finally, the referee stops them and has another conference. They heed the referee's warning, but in a few seconds, they begin holding and hitting tactics again. You'll notice Randy bending so low his knees all but touch the canvas. All these unorthodox maneuvers make Turpin an elusive target and further throw off Robinson's timing. Another factor is that the low crouch forces Robinson to punch down at his target. Try punching down at an object. You find you can generate little power. The champion's superb boxing skill has been geared to speed, timing, and reflexes. Well, the gears aren't meshing tonight. Now watch this action closely. The referee will step in again and warn Robbie. The end of round 3. As round 4 opens, it's clear Turpin is the stronger man. Robinson, normally an accurate hitter while backing away, is missing. His timing is way off. Randy in the striped trunks uses every opportunity to close with the champion and batter him from short range. And we have another warning to Turpin by the referee for holding and hitting, but no penalty. Before meeting Turpin, the champion had exhibition fights in Paris, Zurich, Antwerp, Berlin, and Turin, Italy. He was on a grand tour of Europe. Rumor had it Robinson did most of his training for this fight on the boulevards of Paris. The sellout crowd has paid $224,000 to see Sugar Ray make his first title defense. They also were hoping for an upset, and at this point in the fight, they have their wish, for Turpin has gotten away to a strong start. Robinson is known as an accurate puncher, but watch him miss his jabs. Then a sweeping left hook that never quite reaches the elusive Turpin. A little over 2 weeks before this fight, Robinson was disqualified in an exhibition bout with Gerhard Heck in Berlin for allegedly using kidney punches. The commission reversed the referee's verdict and ruled it a no-decision fight. But that incident is cramping Sugar Ray's style. It's worrying him. You find him reluctant to throw punches to the body. Turpin using the full force of his brute strength as he bowls the lighter champion here in the closing moments of round 4. The end of round 4. Waiting for round 5 of the scheduled 15-round bout for the world's middleweight championship between challenger Randy Turpin and champion Sugar Ray Robinson in solid dark trunks. Robinson trying to work out an opening. He's using head and shoulder feints. Watch him miss a winging left hook. You still see Turpin in his wide stance, from which he generates great power. Turpin getting set to crouch low, looking for an opening to land his punches. Now you'll see Turpin deliver a tremendous left hook, a right, and another left, as Robinson is forced back across the ring. The 23-year-old challenger is pressing and really putting it on the champion. Sugar Ray usually has a keen sense of anticipation. But look at Turpin go in there with a stiff left jab. Robinson isn't able to avoid Randy's unorthodox lunges. At close quarters, it's Turpin the aggressor, clubbing rights to Robinson's head. Robinson has found it difficult to tie up Randy's right in close. Watch Robinson come out of the clinch and move back quickly. Turpin actually hits while breaking, and Turpin lunges in with flailing fists. Robinson just isn't landing these counter punches as round 5 draws to a close. Robinson's up before the bell, quite impatient, but Turpin takes full advantage of the rest interval. The challenger has been perfectly relaxed in his corner between rounds. Turpin, moving in constantly, connects with a left jab, but Robbie counters with his own left. Now Robinson misses a left hook. He missed by a foot. The champion shows a lack of timing and anticipation, usually his strong points. In England, a break isn't as pronounced and definite as we know it. Boxers are not supposed to hit in clinches, though, but this referee seems to be more lenient. Randy still rushing and crowding. He's a cool customer and competent. The indoor arena in Earl's Court, London, is packed to capacity. All seats were sold out 3 days after the match was announced. And Jack Solomons, the British promoter, had to turn back over $100,000. You'll see Robinson missing time and again. His reflexes are way off. Win or lose, Robinson will collect $84,000, the largest purse of his career. Turpin will draw $28,000. Watch Robinson get tagged with a lead right. Yes, the champion is sluggish. This isn't the Robinson American fans know as the best pound-for-pound boxer of the generation. Before the fight, a London paper ran a story headlined, "Best of luck to Turpin. He'll need it." Actually, Robinson needs it more than Turpin. Now Turpin lunges in with another lead right to Robinson's head. He realizes the champion isn't pulling back and countering quickly enough. And as round 6 ends, you can see Robinson in his corner, a very discouraged champion, while Turpin still looks strong and confident. Turpin getting instructions in his corner. In the first 6 rounds, you saw Turpin start fast. He kept on pressing and crowding. Now, in the 7th round, you'll see Turpin becoming even stronger. Notice the straight, hard lefts to Robinson's face. When Randy was a small boy, he idolized the late Jack Johnson. Turpin read everything he could find about Gold-Tooth Little Arthur and tried to pattern his style on the former champs. Without a doubt, Turpin's style of rushing is causing Robbie plenty of frustration. In this next flurry, Turpin's head bangs against Sugar Ray's left eyebrow, opening a deep cut. The young challenger rushes in as he sees the champion in difficulty. Dr. Vincent Nardiello, Sugar Ray's doctor, had to put 12 stitches in Robinson's eyebrow after the fight. Robinson does more and more holding in this round. Now, see him miss a sweeping left hook. Not a near miss either. These are sure signs that the champion's reflexes are rusty. Robinson moves in and misses a right and a left. On the other hand, Turpin's blows have been hitting their mark. Randy throws a lot of punches and wastes few, yet his unorthodox moves make him a difficult target. Now Robinson flurries briefly to Turpin's midsection in the final moments of round 7. Between the 7th and 8th rounds, Robinson's cornermen, Pee Wee Beale and Harry Wiley, have done a nifty repair job on the cut over the champion's left eye. But that cut very definitely has Robinson worried. Notice Turpin displaying some of his power in this furious exchange. And it's Robinson who decides to break it off after taking 2 looping rights to the head. Randy, in the trunks with a stripe, has an awkward style, but he's delivering blows from every angle. Robinson is 31, 8 years older than Turpin. He's just finishing his 2nd grand tour of Europe, and the crowds admire him everywhere. The British call him his sugar ship, and in France he's known as Monsieur Le Soup. Remember, the champion is fighting in London, and the strict English foul system on body blows has him worried. Sugar Ray always worked on the body in previous fights, and his piston-like punches would wear a man down. Even now, you notice Robinson can't move out of there, and Turpin makes full use of his weight advantage as he ties up the champion. Again, Turpin is rough and tough in close. He has strong, muscular legs, and he packs knockout drops in either hand. If Randy wins the world's middleweight crown, he'll be the first Englishman to hold the title since Bob Fitzsimmons, 60 years before. You can see Robinson's worried, tired expression here as Turpin keeps on bullying him at close quarters. The champion knows he's behind in this fight. Round 9. Turpin and Robinson both use left jabs, looking for an opening. Turpin's stiffer, lunging jabs are giving Robinson trouble. The Leamington Licker continues to crowd and rough it. His stiff, straight left continues to be his most potent weapon. Watch how Turpin blocks these punches, and Robinson, still off target, misses a left and right. Turpin rushes Robinson into a neutral corner. Randy started his crowding technique in round 1 and hasn't slowed down a bit. The champion lands a solid right to Turpin's jaw, but the punch doesn't seem to hurt Randy. Turpin is extremely tough. Once more he pushes in close and moves Sugar Ray back to the ropes. Randy, in the black trunks with white stripe, lives in Leamington, a small country town 75 miles from London. His 2 brothers are fighters too. Once there was speculation that Randy and one of his brothers would fight each other, but all 3 squelched the idea. Dick, former British Empire champion, works in Randy's corner. Sugar Ray isn't the only American Randy's fought. In 1949, he stopped Pete Meade, decision Tommy Yaros, and 6 weeks before this fight, he knocked out Jackie Keogh of Cleveland. Turpin looks like he's gaining strength near the end of the night. He's at the peak of his career, well coordinated, accurate, and full of stamina. Robinson retires to his corner, where Big George Gainford, his manager, stands ready to towel off his face. In round 10, we find a desperate Robinson trying all the tricks in his repertoire, but without marked success. Sugar Ray knows full well that he must pull himself up by the bootstraps if he's going to keep his middleweight title. Notice how Turpin tears in and ties up the champion. Randy has been the stronger, rougher man in the infighting from the very start. Now Sugar Ray's jabs fall short of the mark. Robinson's jabs are usually rapier-like, accurate, but tricky Turpin is keeping his chin out of range. Robinson is trying desperately. He's trying to drop a fistic bomb. But now, watch Turpin duck under a hard right. Turpin doesn't counter and immediately moves in close to tie up his opponent. On this next exchange, it's Turpin, much stronger, forcing Robinson to break off his attack. As you watch the grueling action, you wonder whether Turpin will tire and slow down. This is the first time in his career that he's gone over 8 rounds. Robinson's punches have lacked their usual steam and authority so far. He's been on the defensive. He hasn't shaken or hurt Turpin. On the other hand, the youthful challenger has rocked Ray several times. The cut over Robinson's eye isn't doing him any good, and he's worried. And his punches to the body haven't come often enough to slow Turpin down. Round 11 begins slowly, with Turpin easing up a bit. He appears a little tired from the fast pace he set in earlier rounds. Sugar Ray will try desperately to rally, but you'll see him miss with lefts and rights to the head. Here's Robinson missing a sweeping right as he wraps his arm around Randy's neck. Turpin, in one of his unorthodox lunges, moved inside the blow. His bobbing and weaving make a difficult target for Robbie to shoot at. Turpin always in there close. He crowds Robinson and bulls him with his greater strength. And that, of course, is forcing Sugar Ray into a defensive shell. You'll see Turpin suddenly go down into that low crouch. He's tricky and is using every device to throw Robbie off stride. Now watch Turpin move in and score with a left hook to the head. And that really hurt the champion. But Robinson flurries briefly to Turpin's body before Randy ties him up. Seconds later, Robinson is wild with 2 vicious left hooks. The champion's timing is below par. Robinson not up to snuff, either in speed or stamina. Turpin, on the other hand, had worked himself to the limit during his preparations, and it's showing up in Randy's greater stamina. He trained for a forcing fight. Sugar Ray is known for his famous left hook. Many an opponent has hit the deck after tasting the fury of Robinson's educated left. When Robbie saw movies of this fight, he winced, saying he never missed so many hooks in his life. As round 11 runs its course, Turpin steps up his rushing tactics. He hasn't slowed down, owing to his great condition. The tough young challenger, still completely relaxed, still confident as we go into round 12. Throughout this round, you'll see the world's middleweight champion hit with more accuracy. He realizes he's far behind. Robinson's jabs are working better, but Turpin remains the master of the infighting. Again, they clinch with no interference from the referee. They've been at close quarters throughout much of this contest. Robinson backs away quickly whenever he breaks the clinch because Turpin has occasionally hit on the brake. Robinson pressing now, trying all his wiles to turn the tide, but it's getting late. It seems as though Turpin never heard about Robinson's boxing reputation. The Englishman remains unruffled, sticking strictly to his script as he keeps crowding Sugar Ray. Robinson circles around to his left and pounds a right to Turpin's jaw. That was a solid blow, one of Sugar Ray's best in the fight. But now we see an example of Turpin's resiliency as he rebounds with a series of those hard, straight lefts. Robinson was cut over the left eye in round 7, but Turpin has reached the end of round 12 completely unmarked. Round 13. Now, for a few short seconds, you'll see Robinson, in the solid black trunks, move faster and jab more accurately. But he's too late with too little. Turpin, who has carried the fight to the game Sugar Ray, is far ahead, but a grim champion will keep trying to come back. Turpin began boxing at the age of 12. He fought over 100 amateur bouts. At 15, Randy won his first title, the English Junior 112-pound crown. But basically, it was around the carnivals that Randy picked up the brawling style you're now watching. He throws punches from every angle. He'll miss, but still he keeps throwing leather. It's almost amazing the way Turpin continues barreling in. He has kept Robinson under severe pressure. Now you can get a good look at Turpin's bulging back muscles. Randy is built more like a weightlifter than a boxer. On the other hand, Robinson has long, flat, finely drawn muscles. This is one of Robinson's better rounds, but time is running out. Here we have the referee about to caution Turpin about butting. You remember, it was Turpin's head that cut Robinson over the left eye early in round 7. Going into round 14, the champion knows that defeat is just around the corner. You'll see him going for a knockout, the only way he can pull it out. You can get a good look here at Robinson, about to throw a hard right. But Randy just keeps moving backward, not giving Robinson anything to hit at. At this point, Turpin, who has done plenty of forcing, steps up the pace another notch. Robinson is a tired man indeed. Turpin rushes in again. Watch Robinson flounder. It's Robinson holding on desperately. Keep your eyes peeled as Turpin goes down into a deep crouch and seeks an opening. Robinson about to use his famous left hook. It will miss. Then he'll try a right, but that's also off target. The champion is unable to cope with Turpin's bullying and pressing. Robinson was regarded as unbeatable, but Turpin is ahead, apparently as strong as he was in the early rounds, while Robinson, dead tired, is fighting now only in flurries. Look at Turpin drive forward, forcing Robinson to backpedal frantically. Ray's a tired champion as he returns to his corner at the end of round 14. Round 15, the final round. Randy Turpin, about to become world's middleweight champion in a terrific upset. But he has to be careful. Robinson's far behind. He's desperate. Watch him go all out, trying a vicious left hook. Sugar Ray's fought a losing fight, and he knows his only chance now is to win by a knockout. It is a forlorn hope, for Turpin is as strong as a bull. Here Robinson assumes the aggressor's role as he looks for that one possible opening to land a knockout blow. Turpin ties him up, and the champion looks discouraged and extremely weary. Robinson never really hurt Turpin, though he himself was rocked several times. Robinson knows the world's middleweight crown is about to change hands. A 9-letter word, condition, tells the story. Robinson didn't have the usual zip in his punches, the cat-like reflexes, or the split-second timing that were his trademarks through the years. In the final minute of this fight, Robinson will simply try to stay in there. He's dead tired. But if you keep watching Turpin, you'll see he's as strong as when he started his title bid 15 rounds ago. But Randy's taking no chances on getting tagged. He dances away and makes Robinson miss. Remember, in England, there are no judges. The official verdict is in the hands of the referees. And it's all over. They congratulate each other as they walk toward Robinson's corner. Ringsiders swarm through the ropes. And there's the verdict. Turpin's hand is raised in victory by referee Henderson. Randy's brothers grab him for a victory dance. And so, Sugar Ray Robinson, beaten for only the second time in his illustrious career, relinquishes his world's middleweight title to England's Randy Turpin, who, at the peak of his fighting form, saw this as the big fight.